Hi, so in this follow along workout we're going to go through a strength and power session. So we're going to be working a combination of exercises that are working both on the actual kind of strength and stability of the movement through the lower body, but then also working an explosive action too. So what we're trying to get with any session is to make it as squash specific as possible. So, you know, at first glance you might not think that sort of jumping at explosive exercises such as that reflect anything in squash, but actually if you think about that, what we call that triple extension movement through the hips and knees, the ankles, that movement when we're jumping is very similar to the movement we would use when we propel ourselves forward. So that's why we use these kinds of exercises. So we're going to go through the session, as I say. You can follow along with it in real time. I'm going to take around about 30 minutes. Going to kick off in a moment with a warm up and a little bit of mobility work, and then we'll go straight into the exercises after that. Okay, so moving into our warm up then. We're going to work here just a few little movement exercises just to raise the core temperature, increase the blood flow around the body, prepare the joints and muscles for the exercises that you're about to do. Going to blend in a little bit of mobility and engagement work as well. It takes around about 5 minutes and then we'll move into the session proper. So just to start then, going to work with a little bounce on the spot. Just going to work a bounce here, around about 20-25 seconds, nice and loose, and then we'll go into a little bit of mobility work starting at the bottom of the body, moving up. So very light to start, keep the body loose, shoulders relaxed, just letting everything just ease in to the workout that you're about to do. Nice deep breaths as well, taking the oxygen on board. And then from there, we're just going to start at the bottom with the ankles, the calves. Just going to go into 10 calf raises. So just coming up onto the balls of the feet, onto the toes, little step back in between, pushing up. We're going to work through 10 of these, just getting nice and high onto those toes, squeezing through the calves, feeling that extension going through the bottom of the body. So stepping up and then just taking a moment between each one. So it's not just a continual motion, you're taking a little step back between each one just to make sure you can really push through with each rep that you do. That's 7, 8, as high on those toes as you can, 9, and last one, squeezing up, and then we're going to go back into our bounce, another 20-25 seconds. So again, nice and loose, keeping the body relaxed, deep breaths, just preparing yourself for the workout that you're about to do. Just making the movements a little bit faster now, so a little bit more of a bounce through that lower body. And then from there, we're just going to go into a lunge action with an extension through the upper body. So I'm going to work with the right leg at the back, left leg lunging out, stepping, and then reaching and leaning back with my arms elevated. Just going to work on that left leg. 6 reps, working through, stepping in, knee relaxed at the bottom, leaning up and back with the arms. That's 3. Squeezing up for a little extension through the hip flexor there as well. And last 2. Squeezing up. And one more. And relaxing there. Just a quick bounce in between, and then we'll switch the legs over, this time lunging out on the right leg. So left leg back, right leg forwards. Again, just loosening off, bouncing just a little bit faster now, and then back we go. 6 lunges, stepping out, leaning back. 2, 3, halfway. 4, 5, and last one, 6, and back to our jog. So this time I'm going to start moving a little bit more through the heels, just bringing the heels up to the backside. A little bit of activation there through the knees, through the hamstrings, quads. Make sure you can see from the side there. Deep breath still. And in a moment we're going to go back into a lunge exercise, but adding a rotation element to it as well now. And hold there. So same thing, left leg forwards, right leg back into the lunge, and then just a twist towards the leg. Little bounce out between, step, twist inwards. Same as before, just 6 reps. 3, 4, last 2, 5, and last one, 6. And back up, back to the bounce. This time flicking the heels out to the side. And we'll go in, same on the other leg. So a little bit more pace through this jog now, flicking the heels up, making it slightly harder. And just slowing down, right leg out this time, in and twist towards the knee. 2, 3, 4, last 2, 5, and last one, big lunge, turn, and just hold there. Check the legs off. Just going to drop down to a little squat, just getting down nice and low, just relaxing at the bottom of that squat. Keeping the feet flat on the floor, comfortable in that position. If you struggle to hold the squat, same thing, we're going to go down to 3 reps. If you're struggling with it, try and lean back onto a wall or to a sofa there. What you don't want is for the heels to be elevated. So leaning back, feet flat. If you need to use something for support, then that's fine. Just relaxing into it. Back up again, 1 more rep. So 3 reps of doing this, around about 10 seconds each. Just into that squat. Just relaxing there through the hips, the knees, the ankles. Loosening off. And back up, shake up, ready to go. So if there's any other particular movements or stretches you typically do as part of your warm-up, take a couple of minutes now, pause the video, go through those, and then we'll start the session back in a moment. Okay, so you now should then be fully warmed up, mobilised, engaged, ready to go. So the first exercise we're going to start with here, just a very, very simple one just to build us into the session. You're just going to be working little bounces on the spot. So what we're trying to get here is that kind of rebound action. You know, a lot of power that we use comes from that elasticity of the lower body. So that's why exercises such as skipping are very useful. And this is kind of almost what we're replicating here, a little bit of a skipping action. So we're going to work 20 seconds on to 20 seconds off, just bouncing very, very low to start. So we'll start at 20 seconds off. Just very loose on the spot, just bouncing from now. Just small little bounces. Imagine almost that you're skipping, just that little light bounce on the spot. And we're just going to work for 20 seconds. We're going to do 2 sets like this, and then we're going to increase the intensity after that. So 20-second bounce, keep it moving. Last few seconds, nice and low. And hold there. Take 20 seconds just to shake off. Almost think of it like a bouncing ball. So as soon as you hit that floor, you're bouncing back up, but we're not trying to push too high, just keeping that bounce very, very low. So same again, exactly the same height, exactly the same intensity. 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Stand by, 2, 1, and back in. Just that low little bounce. Really staying light on the feet. So through the balls of the feet, get that little kind of rebound through the calves. Loose, bouncing through. Halfway. Get the rhythm, get the timing. Last few seconds. And hold there. Again, take 20-second recovery. Just take a moment just to loosen the lower body off. Now when we go back in, same, but we're going to bounce a little bit higher now. So again, imagine if you were skipping, just taking that slightly higher bounce. Going again in 5 seconds. Working in time with me, 20 seconds from now. So a little bit more of a higher bounce there. Still trying to rebound as soon as you hit the floor, but slightly higher with that bounce. 10 seconds. Just bouncing, 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 rebounding through. Last few seconds. And time. Same thing again. 20-second recovery. 1 more set with that intensity, and then we'll do 2 final sets where we're really pushing through the bounce. So it's going to be 6 sets in total. 5 seconds, get ready. Exactly the same as the last set, 20 seconds. Here we go. Nice steady pace bounce, really try and keep it on the same spot. Keep that control, that coordination. Last 5 seconds. And hold there, shake off. 4 done, 2 to go. So last 2 now. Getting a little bit more high. It's not a maximal jump, we still want to keep it bouncy, but trying to push through just that little bit harder for that little bit more height. 5 seconds. Okay, 20-second bounce, a little bit higher, here we go. Keep that steady tempo, Same spot landing, halfway, like a bouncing ball. As soon as you hit that floor, bouncing back up. And time, hold there, just loosen off. One more set to go. Same thing, high bounce. You can imagine that ball bounce as soon as you hit the floor, rebounding back up into that jump. Last set, 20 seconds. And stand by. Here we go. Good stuff, last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slow it down, take a moment there. So if you pause the video, take a minute or so, just loosen off, get a quick drink, and then we'll come back and go into the main bulk of the workout with the 3 main exercises that we're going to be using. Okay, so we're now going to go into the main portion of our workout. And what we're going to be doing here is working 3 different pairs of exercises. So for each of those, you can have one strength control, kind of stability based exercise, and then you're immediately going into a power and more explosive based exercise. So the 3 pairs we're going to use, one is going to be a squat into a jump squat. The second is going to be a lunge. We then go into a jumping switch lunge. And then the third and final one is going to be a rear foot elevated split squat going into a jumping split squat. So I'll demo those as we go along. You don't need any equipment, just a small bit of space and something you can use for your rear foot elevated split squat. I'll be using the sofa here to raise my leg up, but any kind of bench, anything you've got that's around about knee height. So get that sorted, get that clear, ready to go, and we'll go straight into our first exercise. Okay, so our first exercise pairing is going to be squats with jump squats. So you're going to work a slow controlled body weight squat for 10 reps, really working on that stability, that strength of the movement. You'll then immediately go into 6 jump squats, working more explosively, more powerfully. What's going to be a good idea to do now before we go into that is just to make a note of where the timer is on the video, because you're going to repeat this section 3 times through. I'm going to demonstrate and work through each of these 3 exercises with you first. Once we've done that, you can then rewind and repeat this whole section 3 times. So first exercise, we're going to go through in real time. You can work along with me, saves time stopping and starting that way. So we're going to work 10 reps of this squat starting through from now. So arms out to the front, sitting back, and imagine you're kind of sitting back into a chair, dropping the weight, shifting the weight kind of back into the heels on the way down, and then shifting slightly forwards into the balls of the feet on the way up. Really getting deep in that squat. Feel yourself getting that a little bit lower as you get stronger and more confident with the exercise, keeping everything engaged. So you're working the core tight. Think about working through the glutes, pushing the quads, extending. That's 8. Last 2 reps, dipping down, squeeze, and 9. One more time, nice deep squat all the way down. 10, we now go immediately into 6 squat jumps. So down into the squat, jumping as high as we can. Take a moment, reset the feet. Rep number 2, down, pause, driving up as high as we can. Reset the feet, down, pause, drive up, getting as much power through that movement as we can. 3 to go. Sitting back, driving. 4, last 2, sitting back, pausing, driving, really snapping those hips through. Last one, number 5, sitting back, pause, drive up. Number 6, and rest there. So we're going to take 1 minute, and then we're going to go into our next pair of exercises. Next one we're going to work is a lunge into a jumping switch lunge. So the same as what we've just done there, we're going to work 10 reps on each leg, and we're going to go straight into the 6 reps on each leg on the jumping switch lunge. So you've got a little bit of time now, just grab a drink. We're going to take a minute's break before we come back and go into that second exercise. Okay, so once you've taken your minute's break, you've had a drink, had a little bit of recovery, going straight back in now, restarting the video into our second pair of exercises. This is going to be a body weight lunge into a jumping switch lunge. So we're going to work 10 reps on each leg, alternating, so 20 reps in total for the lunge, and then 12 reps in total, 6 on each leg when we're doing the jumping switch lunge. So hands across the chest, getting yourself strong, core brace, can work through the quads, the glutes, pushing down and then driving back up into that slow controlled lunge. I'm trying to keep a nice steady tempo here. 4, again, really thinking about the control of the body, really focusing on the muscles that you're working. Minimize any wobble at the bottom, keep the body as strong and stable as you can. There's 10, halfway, so it's 20 in total, 10 on each leg. 13, 6 to go. Try and get the same length of lunge every time, make it consistent. Last 4, last 2, and then we're going to go into our jumping switch lunge. Remember, we're trying to get as much height on these as we can. So we're going to get a little balance at the bottom, jumping, balancing, and then switching. 3, 4, 5, 6, halfway, 7, 8, really getting that height, 10, 11, 12, and rest there. Same thing now, pause video, take a minute, get a drink, get a breather, and we'll come back and go into our final pair of exercises. Okay, so once you've had that minute's recovery, video back on, we're going to go into our last pair of exercises. Here we're pairing up a rear foot elevated split squat with a jumping split squat. So 10 reps and then 6. Take a few seconds just to shake off. We then switch over and do the same on the other side. So first pair, I'm going to have my left leg up, right leg out to the front, getting my body balanced to start with, hands across the chest there, and just dipping down into my 10 reps of the rear foot elevated split squat, getting as low as I comfortably can. That's 3, keeping everything else stable and strong. Really concentrate on good, strict technique, keeping the body tight and stable. 6, 7, last 3, 8, slow and controlled still, 9, one more, and then I'm going to go into my jumping split squat, keeping the same leg forward, so right leg forward, 6 reps, as much height as I can, resetting the feet in between each time. That's 3, 4, 5, last one, 6, and resting there. Take a moment, just shake the legs off, and then going to flip over, do the same thing on the other side. So this time left leg forwards, right leg back. 10 reps, here we go. 1, same thing, strong technique. 2, controlled and stable. 4, 5, halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. So same thing now, 6 with the left leg forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, controlled, 6, and hold there. So now you're going to take your minute breather again, and you're going to repeat those 3 exercises, those 3 pairs of exercises 3 times through. So take your minute break, rewind back to the beginning. So you're going to go through the squats, then the lunges, then the rear foot elevated split squats, and then again for the 3rd time. So 3 times through, we're going to be doing of those 3 pairs of exercises. So to come to this part of the video, the final exercise that we're going to go through, you should have been through those 3 pairs of exercises 3 times. You should have done 9 working sets of that control into the power. And we're going to keep that same thing with control into power with our last exercise now, where we're going to be working a plank into a push-up. So the plank we're going to hold strong and stable, and then the push-up we're going to go into a little bit more power with it. So our demo to start with, so we're going to start in that full press-up position. We go down into a press-up, we then go down into our plank, and then back up, ready for the next press-up. So working in time with me, going to work 10 reps, trying to make that press-up pretty powerful as the way up. And then when we're in the plank at the bottom position, holding the body nice and strong, core engaged, just for sort of 5 seconds each time. Okay, 10 reps, here we go. So starting down into the press up, pushing up, down into the plank, hold, and back into the press up position. Rep number 2, down, up, plank, hold, and back up. Press up position, down, 3, and down, plank, hold, back up, press up, down, 4, into plank, hold, body strong, stable, into press up position, down, drive, that's 5, halfway, back into our plank, and up, press up, down, drive, that's our 6, back into plank, hold strong, and up, press up position, down, drive, plank, 3 reps to go, back up, press up position, down, drive, that's 8, back into plank, hold, engage the core, 2 reps to go, back up, press up, down, drive, plank, hold, number 9, and one more time, back up, press up, drive, plank, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, onto the knees, pause, take a breather. We're going to take 1 minute and we're going to repeat that same 10 reps through one more time. Okay, so once you've taken that minute's break, restarting the video, final exercise, 10 reps, same thing, press up into plank. Again, really working that engagement, that hold in the plank, really keep it strong and tight and looking for the power in the press ups. Here we go, press up position to start. Let's go, down, drive up, plank, hold, squeezing through the abs. Back up, press up position, rep number 2, down, driving up, down into plank, hold, squeezing through the core, back up, press up number 3, drive, and plank, hold, and up, 4, and plank, and up, press up, 5 done, halfway, back into that plank, squeeze, almost there, hold tight, back up, press up, down, driving up, that's 6, back into that plank, holding strong, core engaged, 4 reps to go, back up, press up, down, drive for 7, plank, and up, down, 8, plank, hold strong, and up, down, 9, squeeze through, plank, hold, almost there, back up, press up, driving through, up, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down to the knees, up, and rest there. So that's your workout finished. If you want to add a little bit of mobility, a little bit of flexibility work at the end, there's plenty of follow along mobility sessions on the channel here. Otherwise, finishing there, good workout, well done.